What's up everyone and welcome back to another video where something I guess you could say was completely missed out on in the RE9 demo. So I'll give a full explanation right now. I have to give 100% of the credit of this entire thing to my good YouTuber friend who went to PAX West to play the demo, and that's better than Starlight. She was the one who told me and another group of content creators about this file that essentially confirmed a lot of things involving this game. At the same time, it kind of didn't because the file itself is very vague to say the least. If you guys feel that this is a little spoiler, even though it kind of really isn't, like even though it is in the demo, you can click off the video if you want, but even so, don't forget to leave a like for the algorithm performance if you get what I mean. But if you want to stay, you're more than likely in for a treat, I guess. Now, another thing I have to say is this. I don't know if anybody in the RE YouTuber scene even noticed this because I know I say I don't watch RE content. I have a circle of creators who I consider my friends, who I talk to that keep me up to date with a lot of things. But this wasn't mentioned in much videos, and I'm sitting here like, how did the Gamescom people not notice this? Unless they're adding things into the demo as weeks go by or by the next event. Maybe somebody out there did mention this, but I do not have a physical screenshot of what was revealed. If anybody is wondering what it is, it's a file. It's around the end of the demo when you're being chased by the witch monster and it's near a bookshelf. My friend playing the demo at PAX West saw it as she was possibly hiding, I believe. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about what's in the file from what my friend said to me as of right now, because I'm recording and editing this video very quickly after she told me this stuff. And also go ahead and subscribe to their channel. I'd really appreciate if you guys did that and help them get to 10k subs. The link will be in the description and the pinned comment as well. And also check their video out too, because they will be a lot more precise, I guess you could say, from what exactly happened. That video link will be in the description as well. And again, this is not a lie. This is directly from someone who played the demo, so I just hope y'all don't think I'm lying, let alone Starlight to be a liar, because they played the demo themselves, just to clarify one more time. And also, another detail I just found out about was that the file doesn't spawn until that chase sequence begins, because even if you go to that same spot before the chase sequence begins, it's not there. So something about this file to me feels super fucking weird. I don't know how to feel about it exactly. I'm definitely going to be pointing out or saying my potential theories later on as this video progresses, but with everything aside now, let's get into it. To Security Chief of Staff, redacted. From redacted. Security clearance level 9, top secret. There has been redacted in Raccoon City. Immediate redacted is recommended. This redacted especially for E. Remember redacted protocol number, which is also redacted. Now, my friend did say that the first two lines from To Security Chief of Staff and Top Secret line are 100% accurate. Some of the things could be a little bit misplaced in the middle file where all those big redacted words are, but it does kind of like line up, if that makes sense. But anyways, so this is what's really strange to me. I thought originally that this is just the care center security, but what kind of security involving them would have level 9 and it containing top secret info, and also mentioning Raccoon City? I've even thought of a past note from 1998 involving stuff in the middle of the outbreak with Raccoon City, but again, like I said, the note only appeared during the chase sequence that my friend mentioned, and they only saw it there, which is probably why not many people have seen the file itself. Also, if you guys somehow found this file and have an actual physical screenshot of it, please DM me on Twitter at Center for Evil. I will respond as fast as I can. So let's get into the possible discussion of what these redacted words could be. Now, I've put some thought into a decent bit of the smaller ones because the bigger ones are just me thinking they have multiple words in them, and also maybe it's just one big word. I'll get to that very shortly. So let's discuss who this letter could be from. Of all of the Resident Evil characters that I believe could have a very big role in this game, there are 3 people or maybe 4 that came up to mind, but I want to get the first 2 out of the way. The first one is Winters. It's 7 digits long, and the only person that would be writing this note is Mia. But the problem with this is, why would she be, of all people, at the Road Hills Care Center, or let alone running around the outskirts of Raccoon City? That's where I rule her out personally. The next character is Brandon, but why would if he's the villain in the game? By the way, I'm talking about Brandon Bailey, the founder of the Connections Crime Syndicate. Why would he report about this? Unless it's like a luring tactic, which I'm sure he doesn't want to do that. The primary two characters that I can see this being is being Rebecca. She's affiliated with the BSAA now and could be contacting for a BSAA protocol, which explains the bottom text. But this is what's confusing. Rebecca isn't the person anymore to be on the field. If anything, she works on the vaccines and only goes out if absolutely necessary, which in my opinion rules her out. Plus, if she was the one that wrote this note, she would not be traveling by herself. She'd probably have a squad with her, possibly, which leads me into my final guess. I don't know why he would use his last name, but it's Kennedy, which it's Leon. He's the only one I think would be fitting, and no, I'm not trying to spread this agenda in a very annoying way. I just see him being the fit. And who could he be possibly contacting in this? I have two options of characters we know, or just maybe multiple. Number one, this is involving the entire aspect of the US government, would be very cool in my opinion, but it's weird to use her first name. It's 6 digits, and I think one of the options is Hunnigan's first name being Ingrid. I think it would be very cool if she got promoted into this Chief of Staff title, because she's been involved in the RE games for a very long time. That would, in my opinion, be super cool. The next option, however, is more of a reach, if anything. But again, would be cool because she definitely is aware of what goes on in the government because her father was the president. This could be Ashley Graham. Granted, it's been over 20 years, but who knows if she got into that as a career for herself and she's been promoted to the Chief of Staff or whatever, and her first and last name fit the bill completely perfectly. We can say Sherry Birkin as well, but at the same time, if anything, she would most likely be an agent. Another thing is, if he's talking about the BSAA Chief of Staff, this could be Barry Burton or Clive R. O'Brien if we're fitting the last names into those digits. Now, let's get into the big redacted words. The digits were 13, 16, 13, and 13 again. Now, I've checked words like contamination, sterilization, and globalization. They fit the 13-digit words, but the 16 one, I don't know. I think that could possibly be multiple words. Now, a big mystery in my opinion is this E... person. I've tried to figure out past RE characters with this name, and the only ones that I remember vividly was Eva, which is Miranda's daughter, or Eve, which is short for Evelyn, but with the Megamycete gone and the Black God destroyed, I don't think any of them would make an appearance whatsoever. Another thing I could definitely consider is just a straight up new character. I wouldn't be surprised by that one bit. Or this could be the name of a certain bioweapon. All options are there regardless. Now for the final piece. It's the protocol. My friend Starlight thinks the 4 digits is BSAA, and it does make some sense in a way. If Leon or whoever is calling for the BSAA to show up to Raccoon City, it can connect to RE Village, let alone the usage of bioweapons we saw at the end of the game. But this is what's fishy. Nakanishi said in an interview that Chris isn't being looked at as in returning to RE9, which makes us fall back into this conversation. If this redacted word is BSA protocol number whatever it is Jill Valentine coming back? I'd love to see it. There is a fairly decent chance that it could be something entirely different, but again, there's a lot of questions involved in this file. Now, I know a lot of people are going to mention the thing that Nakanishi said about Leon, which involved him saying that they wanted to make him the main protagonist of the game, but because of how experienced he is in fighting BOWs, he's not the main protagonist and it's a bad match for horror. I don't think Nakanishi is wrong on that one bit, but I've seen some people say that means Leon is out of the game entirely, which I do not believe. I completely believe something else. Just because you're ruled out as the main protagonist of this game doesn't mean you're not going to show up at all. I still believe Leon is in this game, but he's probably going to be in a similar role to Chris in RE Village. And in my personal opinion, I think it may be bigger than what Chris got. Maybe he'll get a DLC, who knows. Grace is the main protagonist of this game, that's great, but let's go back into the interviews. Like I said, they ruled out Chris, but for some reason before the interview started with IGN or Games Radar, whichever it is, they didn't answer any questions involving Leon, or they just said, we can't confirm nor deny, which is extremely fishy to me. You could have ruled him out and put him in the same breath as Chris, but you didn't do that. If anything, you've stirred up even more teasing in the community, which, don't get me wrong, I really like that he did that. Again, he could have ruled out Leon even more, but he decided to not do that. My previous video explains things a little better most likely. Now I have to say this again. My friend said in their video, that file was not present in the demo until the chase sequence began, which made me make this video and raises another question for me, or dare I say multiple. First one, if Leon did make this file, what is he doing in the care center? Maybe he was aware Grace got kidnapped and notified by the FBI about it and is going to essentially save her at the end of the demo. Grace was completely immobilized by the hag monster, and it makes me wonder if Leon does show up in time to save Grace. Yes, we also do have to mention this woman because, in all honesty, her mystery to me has also gotten bigger. Was she the one who wrote this down about Grace getting her blood taken away? Or, funny enough, if Leon saves Grace in the dark, is this Hunnigan? Now, it completely defeats my theory of the note going to her, but I don't know. I hope to get answers as to who this is. Next up is this. And again, it all stems if this file is from Leon. This could be a file that goes to the US government and Leon is later on sent to Raccoon City. That's definitely a possibility, but let's just talk about if he did make this file again. How did he know Raccoon City had recent activity? If the government is the real villain behind all of what happened to Raccoon City, I have a feeling who gave him the info. And it's somebody he is very, very familiar with. But I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to go too off the rails with these theories, but for those who know, you know exactly who I'm talking about. I don't know, there's a lot of things that are going to be discussed for the next few weeks until Tokyo Game Show, and I'm so excited for all of this, and in general, I just love talking about this game, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think this file is all about. It's very vague, which is obvious because of the redacted parts in the file, but what's crazy is that's not even the end of the mysteries in this demo. There's one once you get up on the card to get the toolbox and possibly room 202. Unfortunately, I don't know anything involving those files, or even the Ghost of Shadows, or whatever the book is called. It's on the screen right now. So that's why I made a video about this one. Again, all of the credit goes to Starlight, who I thank for playing the demo, and if you want to watch their video or sub to their channel, both links will be in the description and pinned comments, so check them out if you want to. Another thing I had to mention is that Capcom loves to experiment and drop Easter eggs into demos. We saw that with RE4 Remake with the TMP Underground and the Mad Chainsaw guy with the Mad Chainsaw mode in the, Chainsaw demo. That's a lot of chainsaws I ended up saying. But here's the weird thing though. Is this file going to be in the final product when the game releases? I think there's a chance that it's not going to be there and it's going to be in a completely different spot unless this is just, a simple teaser to who could possibly be in this game along with Grace. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments on what you think about what this file could possibly say. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts involving this entire thing. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it for myself, but hopefully one day very soon, or all of us. Hopefully we can play this demo and fully explore what we really are missing out on. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on it to help it reach the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the near future, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, and much love.